Governor Bobby Jindal of Louisiana, who, of course, wants to run for president in 2016, is making the case that Republicans are simply, quote, cheaper Democrats because they don't stand up on social issues. So he says the following, quote, "The GOP is not only the party that fights for smaller government, lower taxes, school choice, and energy independence, it's the party that fights to protect innocent human life and traditional marriage." So make no mistake about it, because this isn't the first time he's spoken about this. He's done this time and time again over the years. He thinks that fighting for, or I should say fighting against abortion and fighting gay people, he thinks that this is something that's popular and it would resonate with the American people, that, you know, most of the people out there, they're just like you and me, and they want to hate gay people and they want to stop women from using birth control. This is what actually goes on in his mind. So why don't we go ahead and look into that claim? Why don't we check whether or not the American people agree with Bobby Jindal on these issues? So first of all, let's take a look at the abortion chart here. This is the Gallup tracking poll. And what you see is 50% of the American people say that abortion should be legal under certain circumstances. So that's the moderate position. And that's, by the way, what the law is in America. You know, you're banned by and large in the final trimester of pregnancy, or now it goes by a different standard, the fetal viability standard. But you're basically banned from late-term abortions with very few exceptions. So that's the moderate position. Yeah, you allow it, but then somewhere you draw a line and, you know, it's a nuanced take on it. That's where a majority of the American people are. That's where I am, too, might I add. And then you have 28% that say it should be legal under any circumstance. And then, oh, would you look at that? At the very bottom, only 21% of the American people say outlaw abortion. So Bobby Jindal's position is what 21% of the American people believe, yet this dunce thinks he's standing up for a majority. I got news for you, Bobby. People don't agree with you. You know, this is the same mistake that Sean Hannity, Rush Limbaugh, and these other clowns make. They think like, well, the American people are conservative by their nature. We know they're conservative. Why? Because I think they're conservative. Well, how fucking scientific is that, right? I think it's the case, so it must be the case. Look at the poll numbers, slapstick. 90% want universal background checks for guns. 80% want a minimum wage increase. Only 17% want to be engaged in these foreign wars. 60% want to raise taxes on the rich. 60% say cut Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid under no circumstance. The American people are largely progressive. So you're just wrong on that. Also, okay, here we go. Gay marriage. Bobby Jindal thinks on gay marriage, well, people agree with me. 59% of the American people want to legalize gay marriage. You're wrong again, Bobby. But just so you get an idea of why Bobby Jindal believes what he believes, listen to what he said. He said, quote, "I love to quote Winston Churchill. You can always count on the Americans to do the right thing after they've exhausted every alternative. That's where we are as a country. We've tried everything, and now it's time to turn back to God." So, do the right thing means, again, don't allow gay people to have rights, outlaw abortion, and all the other nonsense that he's in favor of. And then, here's the amazing part. He says, "On the last page in the book of life, our God wins. Our God beats death. Our God beats Satan for us." So we have a guy who wants to run for president, out and about, talking about how God is going to beat Satan for us. Literal. This is literal. Literal. Because remember, Bobby Jindal has done exorcisms in the past. Literal. A guy running for president, or who wants to run for president, believes in literal devils and demons and Satan with the horns and all red and shit, poking you in the ass with a pitchfork. There's fucking naked angels with harps and shit in the sky. That's what this guy's talking about in interviews, knowing that he wants to run for president, knowing that the spotlight is on him, and he's talking about how, in the end, God beats Satan. Do I need to say anything else? I should rest my case against him just based off of this. The American people don't agree with you. You're a religious extremist, and you're talking about how God beats Satan in the end. And also you're using that as a metaphor for God, the godly people, being the satanic people on this earth. Who are the satanic people down here? The liberals, the atheists, the people who believe in gay rights, the people who believe in reproductive rights, the people who believe in, like in Colorado, freedom to smoke marijuana. Those would be the evil Satanists who believe in Satan, and we are the good people who are fighting for God. Yeah, Bobby, there are places in the world that are more open to people who think in the way you think. Those places are Saudi Arabia, Iran, Pakistan. You might want to check those places out because that's where you fit in more, not here in America where we are supposed to be secular.